Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we're going to be talking about the 4 brutes on the mission The Mall in Halo 1. So, sometimes, if you turn scoring on, you might have noticed that after beating the mission The Mall, on your post-game carnage report, you have 4 brute kills. And that may seem odd because brutes didn't exist yet in Halo 1. They weren't introduced into the Halo series until, well, Halo 2. So, originally, and I might have mentioned this in a couple of videos in the past, but at first I thought that those 4 brutes were because you might have killed a stealth elite, or not stealth elite, an invisible flood on this mission. You know, the ones in active camo. Because in most playthroughs, there would be exactly 4 invisible flood. And, you know, in most cases I played solo, so when I tested it out, after getting 4 invisible flood kills and then proceeding to finish the mission, you know, I had exactly 4 brute kills in the post-game carnage report. So I thought maybe it was just some kind of MCC bug where invisible flood were counted as brutes by the scoring system. And, you know, it seemed plausible at the time, but unfortunately, that was totally wrong. And this time around, to prove to you exactly what the brute kills are, what the brutes are on the mall, we're gonna we're doing this on co-op, where my friend Chaos here, he's gonna kill all of the invisible flood here, and him solely alone. And then once he's done killing all of them, then I will solely kill will solely destroy all the engine cores in the next section. Because as you might have guessed it, and as some people have actually mentioned to me recently on Discord, the brute kills are actually the engine cores during this part of the mission. So now only me will be killing engine cores, and after that we will proceed to finish the mission. So if our theory is correct, and if what everyone suspects is correct, then killing the engine cores should show up as 4 brute kills for me alone. And for Chaos, he shouldn't have any brute kills at all on this mission. The invisible flood he killed, they shouldn't count for anything. So now let's finish the mission here, and then we are going to take a look at the post-game carnage report after this cutscene. So as you can see here, I do indeed have 4 brute kills, while Chaos has 0 brute kills. So that does indeed confirm that the engine cores that you blow up in the engine room do count as brute kills. And because there are 4 engine cores that you blow up, that's why you have 4 brute kills. So that is why it shows up on a post-game carnage report. But why brutes? So to figure that out, we have to look at the game files, and we can see in the list of bipeds, or you know, the characters, there is one object here, or one biped, one creature, or you know, one living thing called an invisible damage detector. That is what the engine cores are. And within those bipeds, within every biped, they have a metagame type and classification that was added with MCC and probably Halo Anniversary, where it tells MCC, you know, what character it is you just killed. And for the engine cores, they have an invalid type. It's just like, you know, random numbers. And I guess because of that, MCC counts, you know, automatically defaults that to brutes. Now, just as a fun fact, a long time ago I actually did a video covering what the engine cores looked like in Anniversary graphics, because you can actually see them a lot better, like the cores themselves. And these, you know, these creatures, these bipeds, technically speaking, are just black cubes because they don't actually have models in Anniversary graphics, and that's what happens to stuff like that, kind of like the engineers. Now, some of you may have noticed that sometimes you may actually have more than 4 brute kills. You may have 5. So how did that happen when there's only 4 engine cores that you have to blow up? Well, the fun fact with that, the interesting thing, is that they're actually, for each of these cores, quote unquote, that you're supposed to blow up, the engine things that when you open up, for each of them there's actually 2 engine cores, or 2 of these damage detector bipeds or characters that are in the engine cores. There's one at the top layer and there's one at the bottom layer. And I guess that's to make it easier for you to blow up the core if you're standing on like the giant pipes, or if you jump down and want to throw a grenade at the bottom. So that's why there's 2 of them. So because there's 4 cores you can blow up, but technically there's 8 that you could potentially blow up. So you can technically have as many as 8 brute kills. So to put that to the test as a fun experiment, as you can see, there's many different types of enemies we can set the engine core to for the post-game carnage report. So just as a fun test, we're going to set it to a Promethean Knight. So once we have it set to this, when we get to the post-game carnage report after blowing up all the engine cores, it should show as Promethean Knights instead of brutes. And also, as another second experiment, this time I fired rockets at both cores, or as many as I could, at the top and bottom of the engine section here. And you know, I should have more than 4 this time, like guaranteed. So after blowing them all up, we finish the mission, let the cutscene play for a little bit, and after that, when the post-game carnage report pops up, we can see that this theory is indeed correct. Setting the engine core bipeds to Promethean Knights did indeed make them show up as knights when I blew them up. And because this time I shot both the top and bottom cores in those engine things, I have a total of 7, meaning I missed 1 out of all the possible ones I could have destroyed. So yeah, there you guys have it. That is why there are 4 brutes on the mall when you beat the mission. For some reason, the engine cores, they are bipeds, first of all, living creatures in the game. They weren't set properly for the metagame or the scoring system, and thus they default to brutes. But if you change that, they can become anything else. And of course, there's also 8 possible ones you could destroy, so you could have up to 8 brute kills if you shoot all the engine cores. So yeah, hopefully you guys found this video to be interesting, and if you did enjoy it, then as always, make sure to leave a like. I'll leave your thoughts in the comments, let me know if there's anything else you want to check out or look into, and I'll definitely do my best to look into it. But aside from that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!